What's up, YouTube? A couple things going on today in the garage. I wanted to show what we had going on. A couple things that I have to get done, and I figured I'd take you along. My brother's 68 F100 that we're going to do a couple things too. I'm going to show you. The Project 440EX. I got a lot of things done on this over the past couple days. Got it on the ground, got the wheels and tires all mounted. Got a vintage number plate mounted on it. Made an intake for it. Fixed some wiring. Got that thing all buttoned up, maybe 80–90%. Looks badass. Casper's still sitting here, nothing going on with him. Just been sitting here. We've had some terrible weather, some humidity and heat. Designing a couple new shirts for the website. I'm not going to show you that just yet. I got a new shipment for Dom's Detail Products of surface prep. There's a website there. Go check it out. You're going to love it. And all the stuff, all of Dom's Detail Product stuff is all done by me in-house. Everything is done here. All the boxes come with no labels on them. I do all the labels and everything myself. So this is all shipped right out of my shop here in New Jersey. Ceramic interior. I got some spray nozzles. I got some towels. I ran out of all the ceramic detail spray. That will be here later today. Another shipment of that, so thank you guys for buying all that stuff. That's awesome. But I want to show you, I was talking last video about making the splitters and stuff and spoilers and A-pillar covers for the 67 to 72 F100s like I have on my truck. I have the splitter that I made on the front, or valance, whatever you want to call it. I keep calling it 10 different things every time I bring it up. I don't really know why, but and then also the A-pillar covers that are inside the truck. You can see them over there. You can see the passenger side one. These all have dimple die holes in them, and I paint match these to the interior of my truck. But I wanted to start making these and offer these for the site. I offer this lower valance, and it comes in that milled finish. Just regular standard aluminum. You can paint this, you can scuff this, prime it, paint it, or you can leave it this milled color. This milled color is badass. It all comes with all the hardware. Everything's pre-drilled. Stainless hardware, stainless flat washers, lock washers, the whole nine. Dimple die in this one. This one's for Ray's truck. Got a nice bead in it for strength. And this thing is super strong. I wanted to express that to you guys. A bunch of people asked me the stability of it, but this thing is super strong. It's double rolled the way I built it on the back side. Outside bend, inside double bend to stop it from flexing. It's super lightweight. It acts as a true valance for the radiator. It really does direct air. Like on my truck, it's kind of hard to tell, but where I mounted mine, I don't know if I can show you really. Now it's kind of hard to see, but where I mounted mine, there's a picture on my website that I took, and it does show the valance. My valance is perfectly angled with the radiator. So when the air comes in, it hits the valance and shoots directly up behind the radiator sport in front of the radiator. So that valance will actually direct airflow directly up into the radiator. So that was my goal with building them, to try and keep Casper as cool as I possibly could, you know, because who doesn't want a truck to run cool? And Casper doesn't run over, I don't know, 180 degrees was the hottest this thing's ever got, and that's in the dead of summer. So they definitely work. I've tested it for a while now, and it's the first time I'm finally releasing it to the public, but I wanted to show exactly how they work and what they do, and I want to offer it to the community because I think it's something that's really, really cool. I think they look cool. It's not a mandatory thing, like I'm not forcing anybody to buy it, but if you like them, I have them on my website. I ship directly to you. It comes with everything you need. They're super lightweight, like I mentioned. They look cool. They give your truck a lowered look. If you're already lowered, if you're factory height, it gives it a nice stance up front. And also if you have a lifted truck, I have a bunch of people that ask me if I can make them one for their lifted truck, and if I thought it would look weird, and I don't think it would look weird at all. Like my 6.7 outside my F250, they come factory with a valance on the front of them, and you can paint these things flat black and put them under the truck so they're real subtle. There's no crazy flash when you look at the truck. Like, you don't need them to do anything they want. So that's why I offered it in the mill finish, and it comes standard raw aluminum mill finish that you can use to anything you want. Like my little brother's truck, the theme on his truck, you know, it has the silver wheels and the silver aluminum molding on the bottom, the brushed aluminum steering wheel, the brushed aluminum gauge bezel inside. And I think the mill finish just goes with his truck. So I'm gonna mount this front splitter up front, and the only thing that this thing requires is 2 1/8-inch holes drilled into the frame rail and 2 bolts, and that's it. This will take me 10 minutes to install. If you know how to use a drill, and I hope you all know how to use a drill. I mean, I understand. If you guys are watching this video, you've used a drill before. So you drill 3/8 of an inch hole in the frame rail, and that's really it, man. It's super simple to install, and they look great. So that's what I plan on doing today. There's a couple other things I have to do on the quad. There's a couple shirts that I want to try and get done for the website, a couple hats I want to get done. And I also want to show these A-pillar colors, because these A-pillar covers are on my website as well, and they're all going to be for sale. I wanted to post this video first so that you guys can see it on Facebook and see what I'm talking about, and then go right back to the website and click and choose whatever you want. But I'll show you these A-pillar covers too, because they're really cool. And both of these, the splitter, valance, and A-pillar covers, both products that I have on the website, they come with dimple die holes or without. Like, you can get a smooth splitter, you can get smooth A-pillar color covers, and everything is up to you. And both those options are listed on the website. So if you like the holes, buy the one with the holes. If you don't, don't. But the A-pillar covers are really cool too. I want to show you really quick how these work. Super, super simple. These mount right in the truck with the 3/4 tab. Goes down. I have 2 1/8-inch holes drilled in this one. You don't have to drill holes. If you want to, you can. I can make them without the holes. Everything is made to order. I peel this door seal down, and these fit directly in place, and I just fit them to the way I want. I send 2 1/8-inch rivets right through the A-pillar cover, and they're done. And they look cool, man. They give you that vintage NASCAR style look. A lot of the, you know, 90s, early 2000s NASCAR cup cars have these A-pillars with the dimple die holes in them to keep them lightweight. I make these, like I said, in a smooth finish, so you don't have to have the dimple die holes if you don't like. I personally like the dimple die hole. And you can paint match these to whatever you want. Like my truck on Casper, I have them painted to match the interior, and I think they look awesome. So, like I said, you can do however you want. Everything in here is all paint matched. I just spray painted these to the color that was closest, and I think they look pretty cool. So you can do that. You can leave them raw, whatever you want to do. But I'm going to get this installed on Raise 68, and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. But also real quick on the quad, while we're here, I ended up getting this thing running. I had to rewire the harness. The harness was all cut and torn where it goes under the rear plastics. And these plastics are just sitting here, so I got to remount all this stuff. But this rear harness, I ended up doing like a mini wire tuck, I guess, on it, because this harness used to run out here, and the starter solenoid used to sit out here with the battery on the factory 400s. I ended up running the battery into this aluminum air box all the way in the back corner here, just to stop it from getting wet, and the starter solenoids inside the air box under the plastics, so you can't get anything wet over here. I remember back in the day on my 400 when I was a kid, that would always get wet and the thing wouldn't start. It was a nightmare. But I ended up rewiring some of this. A couple wires were broke that I found in here. I rewired it. I just electrical taped and zip tied everything up real nice. Ran all the important stuff in the air box. Bought a filter off Amazon. Had to make a little adapter here out of 3-inch exhaust pipe. It's down inside in between these two, the carburetor boot and the filter. Piece of 3-inch pipe. I got the axle and everything in, the brake pads. Wheels and tires are all mounted. I mean, the thing looks awesome. I mean, there's just something about an old race quad that I love. The 400DX is something special to me. It was one of my first quads. I ended up getting the catch can and everything ran off the valve cover. Goes to a custom catch can setup that mounts to the bigger oil cooler that I have up in there. All the stainless braided lines are in, the oversized oil tank. The ride heights and everything on the quad aren't set yet, so it sits a little funky right now. But once I get the ride height set on it, it'll look really cool. Front plastics aren't on yet. They're kind of just laying there, but these got to get raised up a little bit. They'll sit up there, and what I'm going to do in here, the 400DXs, they always have those air scoops, but all the ones that I've seen for sale just look so haggard. So I'm going to build in something off the factory hole in the frame here, and to this mount a nice piece of yellow aluminum for the oil cooler to direct airflow. This quad didn't come with a headlight, but I have these awesome vintage late 90s 2000s 400DX headlight covers from Nax Racing, which are super rare. I mean, these things online sometimes go for 150, 200 bucks, but these would stick over the factory headlight. But I don't have a factory headlight, so I'm going to take a piece of aluminum and cut a piece of aluminum for here. Maybe run some nice 1/8-inch rivets in it so that I can remove it and there's nothing that hacks up all this original plastic. I mean, I really don't want to drill into this, but if I can put a nice little panel in here to give it that vintage race quad look, and I'll eventually buy a headlight. I'm really not trying to spend $150, $200 on a factory headlight for a 400DX. But I'm gonna mount these covers where the headlight goes, and I think they look awesome, man. They just give it such an old school look. And it's just something about a 400DX that's built for motocross, to me, that just looks so cool. They just look so cool. And I love these 400DXs. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna work on that a little bit today. I'm gonna get this Valance and these A-pillar covers installed on this truck. Finish packaging some surface prep and putting some labels on surface prep bottles. I gotta get some interior ceramic bottles done, make some shirts, a couple things that I got going on. So I just wanted to bring you guys along and show you what's going on. All right, so I got Ray's truck up on jack stands. I want to show you guys really quick how easy this is to do. I have his truck up in the air. You can see where his bottom of his radiator is, behind the radiator support. So I'm going to take this Valance here. If I can hold it, I'm going to show you. We're going to mount this right where it's right in front of that radiator, right? So it can direct airflow right up into the radiator from, you know, the front of the truck. And if you look back here, the way I have this thing, there's the frame rail, there's the pre-drilled hole in the splitter and the Valance on both sides, and that gives you, all you have to do with this Valance is mark these two holes wherever you want it on the frame rail and run the 2 bolts through it, and that's it. And it sits up behind the radiator like this, real nice on the frame rail. Comes with all your hardware that you need, and you have yourself a nice functional Valance underneath the truck that aids in keeping your truck cool. So I'll put you guys on a time lapse. I'll show you exactly what it looks like when I'm done, and go from there. don't even know if I needed to put you on a time lapse because that literally took me 40 seconds. But anyway, I'll show you really quick. Sweep some of these shavings out of here. I'm going to show you really quick how simple this thing is to install. Stainless hardware. This is what I drilled underneath with a 3/8 drill bit. Just a 3/8 hole. Super tiny. Nothing crazy. I'm not drilling no crazy holes in the bottom of your truck like some people wanna do, I guess. But maybe this will be better. There's the hole. 3/8 hole. Right in the lip of the frame rail. Same thing over there. Little tiny 3/8 hole. And we're just gonna get this valance up underneath the truck here, and I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. It's gonna take us literally another 2 seconds. So I'm gonna put you on the stand here, and I will show you how it looks when we're done. When you do it the way I do it, and you have to lay out the sheet metal, take measurements, put it down on the ground, cut it with my jump shear, run it through the brake. By the time I'm done cleaning these up, I have a couple hours into the valance itself. So for me to do it, I was kind of dreading doing it for my own truck because it just took me a little bit of time to really think about it and really figure it out and get it to the look that I wanted. But for you guys to buy this stuff, get it shipped right to your house, and this literally took me, I'm not even bullshitting, like 10 minutes total. It took me longer to jack the truck up. But let me show you the finished product. Like, it's so easy to install and they look awesome. And there's the valance. And see guys, this is all 040 aluminum. So if you want, this is just the bend that I put in it. You could take this and you could bend this back if you want. I mean, this is super sturdy, but you can shape this, you can move this. This thing isn't gonna collapse on you. Nothing like that is gonna happen. And if anything like that did happen, I'll give you your money back. I'll make you another one. Whatever you want to do. I take a lot of pride in everything that I do, and if you know me, if you've met me, if you talk to anybody that knows me, anything that I do, I try to make it as perfect as possible. I don't cut corners. I don't do anything that's going to make the finished product not superior. So I made 3 or 4 different templates of this valance and fit them on my personal truck. God, dude, for probably a week and a half, I kept messing with templates and throwing out sheets. I went through an entire sheet of 4x8 aluminum just because I wanted it perfect, and I kept cutting them and fitting them and cutting them and fitting them to see what the best approach was, and this is the best approach that I came up with. And they look awesome. It's hard to get a view of it in the shop, but when they're all done and they're on the truck, they look awesome, man, and they're fully functional. Like, look at that lip underneath the front of this old 68 F100. If you like them, check them out on the website. It would really help me out. I would really appreciate it. And like I said, all the stuff that I do here is super high quality. I try to make my cuts perfect. Everything is handmade. I use, like I said, I use my jump shear, and I use my 8-foot brake that I have. I got my kid's truck in front of it right now. But I have my 8-foot brake in my shop. Everything is handmade in my shop by me. I don't have no crazy machines. And I take a lot of pride in what I do, and I love working with my hands, and I love creating things. So there you have it. That's the Valance, the DFR Valance for the 61 to 79 F100. If you're interested, check out the website. I'll link it downstairs in the description. And we'll go from there. I'm gonna keep digging here in the shop, and hope you're enjoying it.